What up, Grifter Nation? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, we're going to be ranking different hobbies and interests. I got this video idea from Ethan is Online. He's a decently small YouTuber, like 60K subs, so go check him out. We're going to be talking a little bit about hobbies, and hopefully I don't offend you. But I'm gonna be very critical about different hobbies and its usefulness. So hopefully you enjoy yourselves. So just sit back, relax, grab yourselves something to drink, preferably not alcohol, like a nice cup of coffee or a nice cup of chocolate or tea. I don't know, just pick up something, and we're gonna have yourselves a good time. Acting. So this would be acting, let's say, in a play or in a musical. I think this is all right. You can learn some skills from acting, like how to talk to groups. It can help with some confidence problems as well, and might lead, probably not going to lead, but might lead to some things in the future that could be helpful for you. I think it'd be tier, maybe. There's something also about the culture of the theater kids that is extremely annoying. I like kids that go to theater, they're into it, but there's a culture around it that is sort of these, it's weird to explain. It's these popular people, but only popular in their own little space. So they feel very extroverted. So they're normally like very extroverted people, but just happenstance made them very awkward at the same time. So they're kind of masters of this space. It's really bad. A perfect example of this is a theater kid playing the USSR anthem bass boosted as a joke. That nothing. It's a lot of this internet comedy that's just shocking and just weird, but not really funny. Like it's kind of cool to play Red Sun in the Sky, the Mao Zedong song, but it doesn't really make anybody really laugh. That's my opinion on the acting people. Anime. Well, I think I'm gonna offend already the acting people, but I'm also gonna offend anime people. There's a difference between enjoying a anime show, which is perfectly understandable. There's nothing wrong with that. I think some of the best pieces of fiction were anime, and I don't think there's any denying on that. I haven't watched much anime, but even as a person who doesn't watch it, I have to agree that some of them, like Death Note, Attack on Titan, have some real like artistic value there. But the thing is that when you get deep into it, when you get your full like paws into it, it's just some terrible TV shows. Like this is the typical anime plot if you have zero writing skills but you want to become a trillionaire, is you have this socially awkward teen go into a house of, I don't know, vampires or succubi, and all of these succubi are vowing for the teenager's attention, and they just do stuff to get his attention all the time. And it's softcore pornography. There's a lot of anime that's like that. Not every anime, and there's a lot of normal TV shows like that. So just don't get too deep into it. But if you stay on the surface, if you know what you're doing, it can be a decent time, and you can learn some stuff, perhaps, from it. Astrology. So a lot of you heard the cliche. Astrology has been overhated, I think, nowadays. And the more and more that I'm growing up, the more and more that I realize it's real. Now I'm going to put a little paragraph on that. It's not real because there's like this cosmic thing that makes you on a specific day, you're going to act in a specific way. It's just that society, if it reinforces this or reinforces this idea, you might act out in that specific way. It's like I'm telling myself I'm a Gemini, and I'm gonna act like a Gemini, kind of a reinforcement thing. So don't get too deep. But yeah, it's a hobby. Don't get too deep into it, I think. I think just when your girlfriend or when your hus or when, a girl, mom, whatever, is just talking about it, don't just be like, oh, fuck off. Astrology doesn't exist. Just take it in. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think take it on the chin, I suppose. Probably B tier. Nah, C tier. It's kind of useless, to be honest, like, in my opinion. But I don't want to hear some overhating. Here. Astronomy. Astronomy, looking at the stars, looking at constellations, looking at different planets. This is step one of autism. A lot of people who suffer from autism like collecting and like looking at little things that are kind of interesting in some way. But I suppose it is interesting to look at other planets, to see what other planets out there, what do they look like. Oh, on a specific day, you might see an eclipse. You might see some stars have a different formation. You look at some stars and you look at the constellations. Oh, this looks like the Big Dipper. You kind of imagine things. It's all right. It's not the worst thing in the world. I just have not find any interest in it at all, except for going to sleep. I like listening to astronomy stuff when I go to sleep. Not the worst thing in the world. Could be a lot worse. Auto repairing cars. I think this is a genuinely good one. I think knowing about cars is a good thing. Having appreciation for the manufacturing behind cars can be a generally good thing. And everybody has a problem with their car eventually. So you knowing a person who is interested in auto and auto shit like that could help you in the future, like to not change a tire specifically, but more like that's kind of general. Like most people know, I think, how to do it. Or I don't want to say most people. I don't want to bash any of you, but you know what I mean. But let's say you have your fuel. I don't fucking know. Like your light doesn't work on your car, and you need a guy who's interested in cars. Oh, this is a V8 64 engine, and he knows about that. Very helpful. I think it's a decent thing if you're into it. It's also good if you're like a salesman in cars. They'll just give you that backbone to help you a little bit more how to sell, I suppose. Chemistry, Walter White, making shit. Generally interesting. This is one of my favorites. I think it might be S tier. Just the fact that you know how to make different chemicals, stuff like that. You know how to make crazy shit. You know how to make pills. That's a generally fucking good thing. Chess, the chess club. I'm gonna be honest. I never felt I'm not knocking anybody who plays chess, but I feel that there's this thing about chess. And I might be talking straight out of my asshole right here, but I don't know what it does really. Like it's a game, and apparently it's a strategy game, and apparently it helps you in life. Like I don't really see how it helps you in life. Like how to plan different moves. I feel that there are other games that are a lot more planning a little bit about that. And a lot of people say, oh, it's kind of like life because there's no chance. It's purely based on skill, which is 100% true. But in life, a lot of it has a lot of chances there involved. Yeah, I don't like it. I feel that people think that these sort of self-improvement guru type people, the Gen Z red pill type people, would play chess, and there's nothing wrong against that at all, but I don't think it's helping you really, unless just consider it a hobby, consider it a game, then it's completely fine. But don't consider it oh, I'm actually bettering myself when I'm playing this board game, right? You're not going to play Monopoly and then start doing shady Hunter Biden deals in the Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't help you that much. And fuck off, Andrew Tate, with your it really helped me. Yeah, okay, fine. It's a good thing though. It's not a bad thing. It's there's sort of a meditative process, I think, about that. But it's just a game. It's just a game. Computer science. So this is knowing what to do with computers, knowing how computers work. AI type shit. Yeah, it's the same thing I think can go with the auto repair thing. Cooking, S tier. I think cooking is an extremely good hobby because it's extremely like practical. Women or men of the, everybody. I want to. There's nothing about gender. Everybody likes when a meal is nicely done. It can save you some money, but also save you in terms of health because a lot of restaurants, when you eat out, especially when you're a student, can't really afford that much, fast food, but not just fast food, like cheaper quality meals, ready meals. They're very drastic for your health, bad chemicals, Santa Cruz, RFK type shit. Knowing how to cook can be really nice because you know what you're putting in, you know what calories you're getting, you know what chemicals you're getting. It's a good thing. And also, it's also a fun thing to do as well, like sort of a meditative process. I think it's a genuinely good thing. Might be better than chemistry, I think. Cosplay, we're not in fucking Halloween. There's something about cosplaying that I find very like the effort that goes into it. I fuck with. By the way, some of this stuff I might not understand, so I might be too narrow-minded. So you can tell me in the comments if I'm being, sort of not too narrow-minded. But just I don't like cosplay. I don't like the culture around it. I don't like venerating media that much. I like watching media. I like consuming media, but I don't like, engrossing myself in that thing because I like a certain TV show or I like a certain video game. That is automatically now a part of my life and a part of my character. No, I just consider them like stories and tales. But if you're into that shit, why not? Yeah. And there's something a little sexual about it as well that I don't like as well. Maybe that's just me. My weird perversions. Crafts, arts and crafts. Have you crafted a fucking mortgage? Have you crafted a fucking house? I'm sorry. Crafting, art and crafts, playing around with pieces of paper. Cool is fun, I guess. Maybe B tier. Drawing. Drawing's not too bad. I'm gonna put controversial. I think I'm being a little controversial. I think at some of these I'm being a little bit of an asshole. I'm being a little bit of that, that controversial YouTuber, just saying controversial stuff, just to create controversy, just to create attention. And I apologize for that. But the algorithm wants what the algorithm wants. So I'm going to be straight up with you. Editing. What is this? Editing videos? Editing photos? Photo editing? I fuck with. That's actually probably my biggest hobby because with YouTube, my sort of strategy is creating thumbnails that seem like they're going to be like well edited videos, but there's just no editing. It's just music and the things that you're seeing in front of you. So yeah, I like editing. Exercise, yeah, S tier. Obviously, you need to do some form. I think that everybody, unless if you're paralyzed from the knees, but even then, still do still do stuff with your arms. I think that everybody on planet Earth should do exercise. I think it doesn't need to be just a full-on gym, because some people aren't wired that way. Some people are wired to run. Some people are wired to climb. Some people just prefer, I don't know, gooning for 24 hours. That's their form of exercise. Some people like yoga. The list can go on and on. You could do fighting as a sort of exercise. There's just, the list can go on and on. You just need to be wired a certain way for a certain thing. And I think it's obviously an S tier. I don't think it should be a hobby. I think it honestly should be mandated by the fucking government that people should exercise. Because I've been to America, and I love America in so many ways. but it's just there's so much fatness there, and it's really disheartening. It's just, you see that the lives that these people live is really sad, and it would be a lot easier, a lot better. I'm not going to say that all their problems would go away, because that's certainly not the case. But it would be alleviated if they didn't eat as much, and they didn't eat these shitty chemical things like Twinkies and TV deals. Yeah. Fashion, unless if it's a good thing if you're a sort of Nepo baby, or you're really good with your money, like a frugal aesthetic. But for most people, I think fashion is kind of a waste of money. I think that you can get a lot more done if you just have a simple clothing, you don't change too much. I say this after buying a shit ton of clothes, but I'm going to tell you why. I went to Zara, I went to H&M, I went to all the stores, Diva Red, all the stores, but I'm going to tell you why it's okay. My friends, I'm going to tell you why I'm not being a hypocrite in this scenario. Lufthansa lost my bag. So you're probably wondering, what's the connection between Zara and Lufthansa? Well, when you lose your bag, the company will give you money, or you need to send in a receipt because you don't have clothes for where you are. So there's some article from Montreal, the Montreal Convention. I know this shit for 0 reasons. And you can just get whatever you want in terms of clothing, and they'll give you 0.5% off because they need to do it because of law, because you don't have any clothing and the clothing is in the bag, right? So that's why I bought all these Zara stuff. Besides that very particular situation, I don't think you should be spending, obviously buy clothes when you need to buy clothes, and you should have a clean pair of clothing, but just don't get too deep into it, I think. That might just be me. Tell me in the comments, obviously, why I'm wrong. So let's go to B tier. Yeah, it's some of it is a lot of a money waster, I think, because it's just I feel like there's this thing where they kind of provokes the fear of missing out of certain items. It's just this constant cycle of, I need to buy the next thing. I feel like the people who get too deep into that can spend a lot of money. Gaming, gaming is a hard thing, because I think it sort of gets a extremely bad rap, but extremely positive rap in certain areas. I think gaming, it's just an art form like any other. The thing is that you can, like other art forms like anime, TV shows, you can still get wrapped into it and too wrapped into it. That's my way of thinking. I'm not a Hamza guy saying you should, it's like this. It's like the shit that your boomer parents do when you play 2 hours of Roblox and they watch 2 hours of fucking, I don't know, Young Sheldon or some shit. Not hating on Young Sheldon, but it's not fucking high art, right? The same goes with gaming. Just treat it as the same shit. It's not good for you. You should stop it, unless if you're doing it as a sort of social thing with friends, or you generally have an appreciation of it. But just it's entertainment, right? We all need a little entertainment, but not too much entertainment. So probably D tier. History. I don't know really about history. There's kind of a double-edged sword about history, is that I think that history, honestly, I'm kind of really into history, but it doesn't really, you need to know the basics obviously, but it doesn't really have any real practical application. A lot of it can be entertainment, but at the same time you can learn, like other forms of entertainment, like other stories. You can learn things from other people. Like, if you're ever in a sort of working mood, or like you need to work this certain thing, you could just think about your ancestors who sweated their balls off, to build your country, like the coal miners in England, the slaves in America, we can go on and on and on. A lot of hardworking people were like worked almost to death to build your country wherever you're living in. Most countries are like that. And we should have an appreciation of it. And it can help you in the present, with certain tasks. At the same time, there's a lot of that entertainment, like, oh, did you know that Cleopatra slept with Julius Antonius or whatever? Like, a lot of it is that doesn't really, really matter in life. Am I being a doomer? Am I being I'm shitting on everything, I think. Let's go with high beat here. How about that? Languages, I think, is practical. I think that's actually, I was about to hate on it. Yeah, fuck it. Languages are good, I think. How about that? I think it's good to learn a language. I don't know why people... Okay, I was about to hate on dead languages, but dead languages are good to communicate with a certain amount of people. Okay, languages are good. Languages are good, I think. End of S tier. How about that? Magic? Oh, fuck, I love magic. I love magic so much. I love watching, like, people do crazy shit, like the David Blaine's, people doing crazy shit. It's nice. It's a nice little party trick. It's nice to watch. Martial arts, I think this is not exactly on the same level of exercise, but I still think it's important for people to know at least the basics of martial arts, not because it's going to help them, but just because it will give at least the confidence that will help people. I think an approach to life that works is like the nuclear persuasion type shit, where you know how to fight and you have something, so then that prevents you from, like, that kind of gives you a little bit of that confidence when you are in a confrontation, and that kind of lets the other person know that they're not going to attack you. You know what I mean? Kind of dissuasion. Martial arts, yeah. It's not as good as exercise, but it's close. Math. Okay, math is good. Math is good. Memes, D tier, F tier. No, I'm joking. Memes is good. Memes is like, you know how to communicate in the meme language. I don't know. Is this making memes? If you can turn it into some sort of profitability, having steak ads all over it, then yeah, why not? Painting, nice meditative thing. I'm gonna go rapid fire a lot of the photography. My AI ChatGPT can make a better photograph than you could ever do. I'm joking, obviously not. That's a joke. I can't. Life is so much better than whatever AI can propose. So we're gonna put in A tier. We need photographs. I think photographs can tell. A picture can tell 1,000 words or whatever. Physics, same like math. Okay, we're gonna go really okay. I'm just gonna do the rest of the video just because I want to finish them all, because I have a little bit of OCD, and I think I've been going on for a little bit too much. So if you want to quit now, you can. You don't need to watch the rest. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, so it's just playing instruments. Yeah, fuck off. Psychology may be important, maybe there. Reading, put that right next in between there. Robotics, yeah. Sculpting, yeah, okay, nice. Sewing, singing, la 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 la. Sports, right next to martial arts. Streaming, like what I'm doing right now, like streaming on Twitch, or like streaming, like watching Netflix. I'm imagining it's streaming on Twitch. In that case, D tier, obviously. Studying, yeah, this is not a hobby. It's just some things you need to be doing for school. Right next to reading, and then maybe, yeah. There, I think is better. Swimming, swimming is nice, I guess, but it's like a little exercise. Like, if that's your primary source of exercise, then S tier, obviously. But if it's like just do it just for fun, maybe an A tier. TV, D tier. Writing. You need to write. I think writing is good. I think writing, knowing to write your life, could be good to put into words how you experience life. I think that's a good thing. I think we have a good comprehensive list. What are the main ones? They're kind of all-encompassing basic stuff, and I think the main ones are exercise, studying, reading. I mean, studying, like, I suppose, like, you need to be. I think studying is good, even if you're like 80. You need to learn maybe new things, and I think that can help you. Reading, same. Consider that the same thing as studying. Like, read about stuff now. It can really help you. Martial arts, I think that's it's something that we should know. Martial arts being, boxing, well, all the shit. Sports, team building, and also exercise at the same time. Writing, I think, is important to contextualize your life. I think chemistry is A tier probably. Cooking, languages A tier 2. Math and psychology, like knowing yourself a little bit, how you operate, that could be psychology. Cooking, goated as well. I think we have a comprehensive list. By the way, I'm not knocking anybody. This is just one guy's opinion. If you like, I'm gonna be dead ass. Like, this is the end of the video. If you find any pleasure in any of these hobbies, if you find any, like, sort of meditative fulfillment, if it genuinely excites you, except with TV, gaming. I'm gonna put everything up here. Wait. Streaming, I mean, I stream kinda. If it's not like this sort of, you just consuming product, but if it's actually making stuff, and you find, like, fulfillment in it, genuine fulfillment, then don't let another man knock you or whatever. Just do what your heart says. Do what makes your heart sing, I think. I'm a little philosopher. Anyway, don't forget to wipe your asshole before you go shit, because you can always leave some stains there. So be careful you don't have any skid marks. Double check with your parents to make sure that there's no that all your shit is wiped off your asshole. Especially if you have a hairy ass, it could be very difficult to get those crumbs out there. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good night. And, peace be with you, my friends. Peace be with you. What more can the grifter say?